Happy Tuesday, y'all. This week we're back on it again with the podcast topics. We just recently had episode 3 of Play by Play the Women's Experience, hosted by Mina Flex Muscle. And this episode was more of a sort of a men's versus women edition, not in a hostile sense, but in a way of coming to a place of understanding. I do believe that men and women, we really don't understand each other that much in terms of certain things, and maybe we're not supposed to, but we got to respect it. Starting that conversation at least is what's important to me. Now, in future clips, you will see the camera switching around, which is actually my iPhone. So this right here. Let me know what you guys think looks nicer for future videos. So I just think it's really cool that you can use like iPhones do have nice. I don't like Apple that much, but whatever. The cameras are nice. So anyway, today's topic is going to be focused on sort of from a guy's perspective, what we see in terms of like competition between women, and sort of women supporting each other in a when they're going through relationship issues and things like that. Sort of just what we see, speaking from a man's perspective, which then leads into tomorrow's topic, which is about makeup. So that's a juicy one. But anyways, keep this short. Hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you guys think of the camera angle. Yeah, stay tuned. Peace. One of the things that I brought up after episode 1 that I kind of want to talk about, we talked about it a little bit off stream, but now that it's here now in the open, I asked why, from a man's perspective in our circles, what we talk about a lot of the times is we see like, why don't women support each other as much? Why is everything such a competition between y'all? Like, why, especially when talking about like relationships and stuff, I've seen this a lot. Like with the first time a problem comes up in a relationship, or the first time the guy does something bad or anything like that, it's like, oh, leave him, he ain't ish or whatever. And it's like, dude, like, you didn't even try to, like, where's the support at? Where's the trying to find an answer to the situation, rather than just, oh, we're gonna call it quits? Or we can go into it with a bunch of different things, but it's just the constant like competition between like y'all, is because a lot of times, a lot of the things that we feel that you guys do isn't for us as men, it's for y'all. It's to compete against each other. It's not, a lot of the things y'all do we don't care about. Like, we don't care about makeup, we don't care about eyeliner, we don't care about any of those stuff. As men, we don't care. We'd rather you just didn't do it. But it's become this thing of like, it's this competition. It's this like, where does that like come from? That something that we always wonder. We talk about it, guys. We always talk about it. We're like, dude, my girl this, and or my girl that. Like, it's like, bruh, like, she does this, and like, we don't understand. We don't get it. So I don't know. From a woman's perspective, where does that come from?
I feel like these are kind of men should listen to what women say instead of hearing what they want. True. I feel like that's kind of two different topics. The competition between women, and then supporting your friend when they're in a relationship as a female. Yeah, I guess
you can split it into two different.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because it does look different when your friend who's a female or whatever is in a relationship and you're supporting them, versus men in a relationship supporting men in a relationship, right? Because I have seen it both ways, and it is very interesting. But let's go on that topic first, because I think that's the shorter topic first. Is we as females, when our friend is in a relationship, I think if we do have a safe relationship with that female, and we are secure enough with ourselves, and we have gone through healing and growth and all these other things, I think it may be where we are at in our journey is what we're going to compare our friends' I guess mindset, or I don't really know how to explain it, like how they are in that present moment. So it's kind of like we encapsulate who they are in that moment in ourselves. So when they're in a relationship and they're talking to us about, oh great, my boyfriend cheated on me, you know what I mean? For us, it's like, oh heck yeah, he's not, you know what I mean? You don't need him. We are supporting them and thinking that that's what they need, but that's not how it is for every friend. Like there's some friends, the dude will cheat on them and we'll be like, oh my gosh, you know what I mean? Leave that dude. There's another friend, the dude already cheated 3 times. What do you not, you know what I mean? You're doing this to yourself. So if you want to keep being in this relationship with this dude and he's going to cheat, then hey, that's all on you, right? And then you have the other friend where, are you sure he cheated, or was he talking to somebody? Like what really went on? You know what I mean? Did you guys have a discussion on, hey, this is what infidelity looks like and this is what cheating looks like? Or did you just come to an assumption of, hey, if you're talking to another female, automatically you're cheating, right? So I think there's different levels of, that's a whole nother topic too, is what is cheating? You know what I mean? But I think we as females, we do want to support our friend, and we want to protect them. We want to protect them from heartache. We want to protect them in general. We just want to make sure that we're there for them and we support them. And sometimes we're not sure of what that looks like. So sometimes when we do support our friends, I do feel like it seems like it's changing. You know what I mean? Because at first we might be like, oh, that dude ain't anything. You know what I mean? Leave him. And then after that, we're like, well, do you really want to be with him? You seem like you love him. You know what I mean? Maybe you should give him another chance or something like that. So I think it really depends on the situation.
Well, I'm talking about not in a cheating aspect, because obviously in a cheating
aspect,
you're going to be like, you're going to be like,
cheating example.
No. I was saying, like, if the guy does anything, I'm talking about, I've seen it even with the slightest things, like not even,
because
like,
we want to come,
I'm like,
because
what?
because we want to come together and we want to believe that, not that we're the higher power or anything like that, but it's like we understand each other better as women than understanding that male, right? We don't understand the male perspective. Yeah, we don't understand the male perspective. So we can't easily say, oh, well, maybe he did this, maybe he did that. Of course, we can feed all these things, but it's easier, I think, for us to support that person in that time of need and make sure that they know that we are for them. We're not against them. You know what I mean?
You want to be on their side.
It's not that we want to. It's not that we want to be on their side. It's just we want to comfort them in that moment because they're vulnerable, because they're reaching out to us, because they're being vulnerable and telling us, like, "Dang, I thought this was a good relationship, and it's not." You know what I mean? It's hard to admit your faults to your friends. It's hard to, really be vulnerable to your friends, because you always want to be the friend that has it all together, or you always want to be the friend that people go to. And you can't be the friend that people go to or that people rely on or depend on if it seems like you're broken. And I say that now because that's how I was. However, if you do grow and understand, you will go to that person who's vulnerable more and who seems more broken, because you're gonna get the genuine rawness, you know what I mean, of that relationship, versus the, oh, well, she always has it all together, and you know what I mean? It's like you can relate more, maybe, or you can be a little bit more open, or you're not afraid of being the lesser friend. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, it just, that's just something we've always, I've been like around, like in the social circles, and I'm walking with a group of like, it's mixed guys and girls, whatever. And it's like, I've even heard like, I don't know what it, just like, oh, he didn't like buy me this thing or whatever. He didn't,
so that
part of it, the smallest thing, they're like, leave him. I'm like,
no, that part of it does seem like,
I'm shocked.
Valentine's Day and all that stuff, it depends on how you feel about the situation. Like me, I'm not really one for Valentine's Day. I do think it's a Hallmark holiday. However, I do want to feel appreciated. Am I gonna post it on social media so that everybody knows? No. Does it make a difference? No. But at the same time, that's me, right? So I do see how you're like, oh, or I don't even remember. There was a couple, or there was a person who told me that I think they were a nail tech or hair salon they were doing something, but they said that they heard the most stories of females coming back and getting into fights on Valentine's Day because their dude didn't buy them, you know what I mean, what Tina bought them, what Vanessa bought them, what, you know what I mean, all these other people. So yes, there was competition in that way. I haven't necessarily seen it because I don't have that circle of friends. However, there are, you know what I mean, people who have friends that are females that are very competitive against each other. And I mean, I guess that all strives from trying to be impactful towards your friends. Whether that be in the, hey, she has it all together realm, whether that be in the, hey, she's financially successful realm, whether it's the, hey, you know, she takes care of her body realm. I mean, I don't know. I don't have any friends. No, I'm just kidding.
You're about to get loose with your followers. You're gonna DM.
It's just too much. It's too much. I'm using too much of my brain right now.
Damn. All right. Well, we've answered that. Now let's go into the second thing with the whole competing against each other in terms of like the
females versus females and competing against each other.
Yes.
This is real. However, there was a quote that I told you that I quoted myself that came out of the top of my mind, and I was like, ooh, yes. We were talking about all females are the same, and I said, you know what? I think you're right. All females are the same until they realize who they really are as an individual, until they figure out what it is that they provide that no one else provides, until they find their identity in themselves, and stop leaning towards other people to validate them. Right? Until they find themselves. Yeah, sure. All females are the same. We're all searching for love. We all want respect. We all want to be valued. We all want to be, you know what I mean? Just close. We want to be, you know, wanted. We want to be accepted. We want to be all these things. So, of course, why can't men admit when they're wrong? Hey, you saw it live, right? I
didn't see nothing.
That's right. Why can't? Let's segue into that real quick.
Hold on. Listen.
Why can't men admit when they're wrong?
Listen. So.
I mean, I'm gonna say ego and pride, but
I'm gonna say the same thing because it's we as men, we have this idea of ourselves, no matter where we go, no matter what it is. You call it ego, call it confidence, call it whatever you want. We have this idea about how men are supposed to be in general. We are and the societal things on men also, what we are supposed to be, what we're supposed to represent, you know? And so when we find ourselves in a position where we end up wrong about something, a lot of the times it can obviously hurt our pride a little bit, because we thought I thought I knew what I was talking. I'm supposed to be this and that and whatever, and then something comes and knocks you off that pedestal a little bit, and when it does, you don't know how to deal with it. A lot of times you don't know how to deal with it because that's exactly what it is. It's ego, it's pride. And once you get over that, and once you learn that, hey, you know what, I can be wrong sometimes, that I can learn other things, and I'm still learning, I'm still growing, I'm still progressing through life, and I'm not already there yet. A lot of times as men we think like, oh, once you're a man, that's it. Like we're men now. Like what? Nobody can tell us anything. Like we just do what we want to do. But no, something will always come and humble you and knock you off that pedestal. And if it doesn't, then I don't know. But then that means you obviously haven't learned anything or grown at all. But part of that, you know, self-growth and self-realization is realizing that you're wrong about a lot of things. Like I've recently gone through this, just looking back on all the wrong decisions I've made, wrong things that I've done. At the time, I thought I was right. I was like, yeah, this is the right thing to do right now. I thought, because I was doing things my way, how I wanted, because I thought I was always right, and I didn't want anybody to tell me anything, because I saw my path and where I was going, but it was foggy. It was clouded. I didn't actually know what I was doing or where I was going. But you know, you let life get to you and consume you, and you know. But once you break out of that, it's, you know, that's a real man, in my opinion. Someone who can at least admit, you know, when they are wrong, and you do what you need to do, whatever, and you correct it and you move on. But that's part of maturity. That's part of growth. And Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't ever happen.
Oh no, yes, no. Sometimes you'll die. You'll die on your shield. You'll go out on your shield. That's what it is. You'll
on your
go
shield
out.
or on your sword?
Whatever, your shield, your shield, because you just constantly have it up all the. You can't. It's always up all the time. You cannot never see what's on the other side because you're constantly just going through life like this all the time, like with something in front of your face. Like, no, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to see it. I'm always right, and you never actually get to see the full world because all you see is this.
Yeah.
You don't see what else is in front of you. There's always like a hand in front of your face.
Yeah.
Your own. And so yeah, that's the answer to that. But yeah. Back to your
Soldier also says he was wrong. He apologizes. So I don't know who he's
apologizing
apologizing
you're apologizing
to,
for it.
but if you're watching and Soldier owes you an apology, he said he's wrong and he apologized.
But that's the thing about like self-realization sometimes. Like you just start apologizing for no reason. You don't even know who you're apologizing to.
No, but
you're just sorry. You're
okay,
sorry
so,
you're sorry.
No, but so I disagree in that. Because,
as a man, though.
Well, as a man or as a female, I think you shouldn't have to apologize for how you feel, right? Or how that person took it. You may want to apologize how it came out. You know what I mean? Oh, nice. Mary said you're forgiven, by the way. But I really don't like how people are like, apologize to me, and you have to say sorry for what you did. And sometimes you're not sorry for what you did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get that. I'm like, bro, like, what is there to be sorry for? I did what I did. I said what I said.
It's like,
it's like,
I'm sorry that my actions got perceived this way.
It's
and
the intent.
You, right? Yeah, exactly.
It's the intent that matters. Like, if you intended to hurt that person or do something foul, then yes, you need to apologize because you were intentionally doing something ill-willed. But if you weren't, if you just said something, if you were saying how you feel, that's how you.
But you're saying guys are okay with that. Because I've dealt with guys that are like, no, you need to apologize.
For what though?
For what I did. So it was like, oh, well, you said, you know what I mean? Gosh, I can't even give an example.
Like say they thought you insulted them or something, or insulted their character.
Right,
but you weren't.
right.
You were just
like
saying.
Yeah, like
giving a suggestion or.
I didn't even call you out of your name or something, but I was like,
some weight here, buddy. You're looking a little.
Okay, I wouldn't say.
No, but if you made a comment about their, like, hey, I think you're getting a little. If you saw that he let himself go a little bit. No, like if I made a comment
on like, let's stop being lazy and let's start doing something. You know what I mean?
And they're like,
let's get out of bed.
You need to apologize.
Exactly, and
then
you
trying to say I'm lazy. What you trying to say?
Right.
Like, yeah.
And then after that, they'd be like, well, you better apologize, and I'm like, apologize for what though?
No, that's how.
Like, I'm sorry that you took it like that, or I'm sorry that you took it personal.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm sorry for the way that I phrased it, but I just don't want to be in the house all day.
Yeah, that's how.
I mean, that's a really bad excuse. I just can't think of any right now.
No, that's fine. As I know, some people would react like that. Like that's not good.
Right, but I'm saying as a guy, sometimes it's like they want to know. Or as a female, when you ask for an apology from a guy, and they're like,
we're like,
what do you want me to apologize for? And it's like,
yeah, no, I've been.
Am I writing my own apology?
I've been in that situation. I'm like, bro, for what? Because that goes back to we always think that we're right.
But it's you guys blatantly saying like, oh my gosh, are you really gonna wear that? Seriously.
I said that. Yeah, I've been there.
You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, are you really gonna wear that?
Yeah, I've been there.
Or you gonna put on makeup? And it's like, I just finished putting on makeup. Not that. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
in general.
most guys would never.
And it's just like
that's the makeup thing. We don't care about that, but. The clothing thing, yes, that's a bit, yeah. I've said that before. Look, some
and then
a little
I'm just
too
like,
skimpy.
wow, that was mean.
Well, we didn't mean it like that, though. Sorry, you took it that way.
What do you mean?
We didn't mean it like that. We didn't mean it like that. We're just saying, like,
if you're like, wow, that's what you're gonna wear.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
What we're saying is
you
like.
Look like you look bumpy. Like,
what we're saying is when we say that we're like, look, we're going to a place where I don't think that kind of outfit is appropriate for where we're going. That's what we're trying to say. But
why wouldn't you just say that instead of like?
Because that's not how it comes out.
Like you're too comfortable.
No, because
you just don't care.
In our mind, that's how it comes. That's literally how it pops up in our head and then leaves. It doesn't take a moment to process. It literally comes. The thought comes in. It goes right out. It doesn't go in, stir up a little bit into something nice, and then come out. It just.
It's not about being nice.
It doesn't come out different.
Respect, or it's about like loving that person. Like when you love that person, You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're
And they
doing it
look
out of
a little
love.
Bummy, you're
No,
gonna be
we're
like,
doing it out of love.
"Ooh, let's try something else. Okay?
That's a love
Or
comment.
let's match instead.
Well, no,
or-
no, because then we're lying to you. That's a white lie though, at that point. Because
No,
then
I'm
you're
saying
trying
as
to...
a female, like that's what we would say.
Well,
to be
yeah,
nice.
that's y'all though. But men, we're just straight to the point. We just get straight to it. We're not sugarcoating it. We're just gonna be like.
But however,
Hey.
you contradict yourself then because you finished saying that women compete.
Against
That
other women.
yes,
Yeah,
that
you
women
do.
compete against other women, and that you weren't tripping off of us wearing mascara or putting on makeup or
No,
what
we do
we
trip,
were
but
wearing.
we wouldn't ask. We wouldn't say, "Are you gonna put some makeup?" We would never say. If a guy says that, he's weird. We would never say that. Most guys would never. We don't like makeup anyway. We don't like any of that stuff. But
Really?
no, we would never say
Guys
that.
don't like makeup.
No, not really. Number one, because it takes y'all forever to even get ready. And leave the
Wow.
house. Number two, it
That's a lie.
does sometimes.
That's a
Listen,
lie.
that's another question. It takes so long. You know
No,
all
it
the memes, bro. That's
No, it
just you
doesn't.
though.
It takes me-
But do you know where all these memes are
Wow.
coming from of women taking 3 hours to get? That's where that comes from. That's a real thing.
Because
that we
some
have to
women
deal with.
like to take their time and they
Oh
like put
my.
on music and they're like jam.
My peoples! I hope you got your fill today. Because tomorrow, there's way more coming. It's all about makeup. And you think the females would have stuff to say? Mm-mm. The men were all up in that topic. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, blowing it up. We should have had Discord open. But man, tomorrow, it's all about makeup. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. We will see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Meet Flex out.